Google has announced they will be doing a significant update that will affect how all websites in the world rank on mobiles. It does not apply to tablets, just mobiles. This video shows how to check if the individual pages on your website are mobile ready and how to check how important mobile traffic is for your website, therefore helping you to decide if you need to make changes to your site. Okay, so what we're going to look at now is some tools that you can use to test whether your site is mobile friendly. So the first thing that you can do, which we've got this example here from Quick Sprout, is they've gone to a mobile device, gone to Google, they've actually searched for their business name, and it's come up with their website homepage. So you can see that their homepage is mobile friendly. So this test, a page on your site either fails the mobile test or passes the mobile test. So it's either a pass or fail. So this really only tells us that their home page has actually passed the test and is mobile friendly. We don't really know where they're ranking for other things on a mobile and whether all of the pages on their site are mobile friendly or not. So that's one of the things that we're going to look at in a minute. But the good thing about this is that at least if you don't have any other tools, then it gives you the ability to see if your home page is mobile friendly or not. And being that most people get most of their traffic to the home page, it probably is the most important page of your website. So the second tool is a tool provided by Google, the mobile friendly test, where you just put your URL in here. Now I'll put a link to this in the description of the video so that you can actually find this tool. And here's one I prepared earlier. So I've just put my website in there and it's come back as not mobile friendly, which is not great, but it's good for the purposes of this video. It seems that a huge percentage of people's sites aren't mobile friendly. In fact, I saw a blog post the other day saying 25% of the biggest online sites in the UK are not mobile friendly. So if you're not mobile friendly, then you're not alone. One of the things that is probably going to be important to people is how many other pages on their site are affected as well, because that might determine whether you think about getting a new theme or not. So if I go to Webmaster Tools, if you've got access to Webmaster Tools for your website, it's coming back and saying that mine has 42 pages with errors. And so if I go in to have a look, then it's all different kinds of pages on my site. And for me, I've decided that just changing my theme is going to be a better option. It probably cost me about $50 to get a new theme, and then I'll have to get change things on the design so that it actually has my logo and my pictures and that kind of thing. I want to show you another example here. So this is not one of my clients, it's just somebody that I randomly found online. And it turns out that it looks like the Google bot sees their page well, so they don't seem to have some of the issues that I had with stuff being blocked, but it's still not mobile friendly, too small to read, links too close together. And then it says, well, then it gives you some options for, what CMS you've got, who built the site for you. So it really does try to give you some hints and tips there as to what you can do. But like I said, if you're not able to do coding and fix the site yourself, then you're going to need somebody to do that for you. This is another one that I found online. And even though this one's saying here that it's got 2 resources which are blocked by the robots.txt file, it's actually come back to say that this page is mobile friendly. So if you don't have the ability to go into Webmaster Tools and check how many pages, then the only way that I know of at the moment would be to go in and individually put all of your main pages into this test and to then analyze every page individually. So that would be a matter of going to your website and maybe just going to one of your service pages and seeing. If you have access to Google Analytics, you may also want to check how much traffic your website's actually getting from mobile devices. So I'm looking at my website now from just March this year, and I've gone into the audience mobile overview, and this is telling me that only 4.59% of people have come to my website from a mobile. Now, this could be because my site isn't very mobile friendly, so it's not ranking very high on a mobile, or it could be that not many people who are my potential clients are actually searching for my service on a mobile. But it gives you a good indication of how much this update might affect you. So for me, for instance, I could see that if I didn't get my site mobile ready, then I'm potentially only going to lose 5% of my traffic. I can also see that my bounce rate for mobile is really high as well, which therefore means that I need to look at, obviously it's just not working on a mobile at all. And you might find that if you have access to Google Analytics, that you have, a lot of my clients have somewhere between 30 to 50% of their traffic is coming from mobile devices. So they know therefore that it's going to be really important, because they can't afford to lose that huge percentage of traffic by not being mobile ready. So you can see that my bounce rate for desktop is pretty high as well, being 60%. That means 60% of people are leaving the site without taking any action. And luckily for me, my website I get so many word of mouth referrals that my website is more just there as a brochure, so that I have some kind of online presence, as opposed to my clients, where in most cases, they're relying on their website to get, the majority of their leads. But this really does tell me that for my website, that, like I said, is about 3 or 4 years old now, that'll be really interesting to see what happens when I put it onto a new theme and get a lower bounce rate, and obviously make it more mobile friendly. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens for your site too. So it's come back saying that the text is too small to read, the links are too close together, and the viewport is not set. The good thing about this test is that it actually gives us information. Able to do tech things, then you might be able to do it yourself. Otherwise, obviously, you want to send this off to your web developer to get them to do it. So one of the things it tells me here is that I have at least one resource which is blocked by my robots.txt file, and then it actually shows me the resource. And so obviously that's useful, because then you know exactly what it is that's the problem. And it also tells me that my site appears to be on WordPress, which is true, and then it gives me some ideas for what to do for WordPress should I want to try and do that myself. It also, so I'll just show you the robots.txt file. So if you go to your domain name and then /robots.txt, it'll actually show you what your file is. And in some cases, there may be a whole lot of things that are disallowed. And if we go back over here, it says learn how to unblock from the Google bot. So if I click on this, it takes me to this page. And basically, Google wants to be able to have access to your JavaScript, your CSS, and your image files. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, then don't worry, because it will mean something to your web developer. So I know that, therefore, this here is potentially either CSS, JavaScript, or some kind of image file that's being blocked. And the other thing that we can do is click on this one here, which is Page Insights. And again, one I prepared earlier. So my site has only got 63 out of 100. And it tells me the things here again that should be fixed, and it tells me how to do it. So I can go here, Configure Viewport, and it shows me how to do that. So if I was able to do anything technical, then it actually tells me here that I need this piece of code to go into my site. So that's not something that I'm going to try and do, because I wouldn't really know exactly where to put that. And so, of course, if I was going to go down this path of trying to fix my current theme and site, then I would get my web developer to do that. However, there are other options, because it may well be, depending on how old your theme is, mine's about 3 or 4 years old, that to fix all of these things might cost me hundreds of dollars. It might only cost $50, it might cost hundreds. It would be worth asking your web developer how much it's going to cost. The other day someone told me that they had found out it was going to cost them about $900 to actually make their website mobile friendly. So, it can actually be quite an expense. But your other options are potentially, if you have a WordPress site or some other website that's built on a CMS system and has a theme, then it might be that you can update to just a new theme, which is one of the things that I'm going to be looking to do for my website. And otherwise you could get a mobile site created by somebody. So there's quite a few options. You can either try and fix the issues on your current site, or you can look at maybe getting a mobile site or getting a new theme for your site. Right. If you want more information or a detailed guide on mobile SEO, Search Engine Land has produced this infographic, which I'll also put a link to in the description of this video, that, as it says, has a lot of information about mobile SEO. So it talks about responsive web design, and then if you have a mobile site, whether it's dynamic serving or separate URLs. So dynamic serving means the URL is the same, but you might have seen where some mobile websites have a totally separate URL to the home page of the version that goes on the desktop. So look, there's loads and loads of information here if that's something that you want more information about. But here's the main kind of recommendations that we've gone through. Can the Googlebot crawl the site? We use Fetch as Google. We also looked at the robots.txt. We used the mobile friendly test. And just remember that if you do have a separate mobile URL for your website, then when you're using this test, you probably want to put the mobile URL in there. So hopefully that's given you enough information to check whether your site's going to be ready for the mobile update. And in the next video, which you can click on up to the side, we're going to look at simple ways to change your theme if you've got a WordPress website or another content management system that may give you a responsive website, so that you don't need to necessarily have someone update the current theme. It may work out cheaper the other way, but it's just an option that your web developer might want to investigate. And best of luck.